You're watching America Trends. I'm Mary Burt-Godwin, and I love having our next guest on the show. Favorite guest we've had, one of our favorite guests we have on the show because he has so much to offer. He is a Chief Amazement Officer. Have you ever heard of such a thing? And he's a customer service and customer experience expert. Shep Hyken, welcome back to America Trends.
Well, thank you for having me back. Love being here. And this is one of my favorite things to do during the day.
Okay, good. Well, we love it. We love all the good tips you have to share with us. I just have to give, you are a New York Times and Wall Street Journal bestselling author, 8 books. I mean, you're prolific with your writing. You have any more books in the wheelhouse?
Well, it's not so much the books that I write, it's the articles. I write at least 3 articles a week, every week.
Wow.
I'm coming up on like number 900 for my weekly newsletter, number 500 in the next couple of months for my Forbes column. Plus, I do a weekly kind of a look at what other people are writing and comment on that. So, yeah, that's where I get everything.
Well, and you're a podcaster as well.
I do a weekly podcast. It's called Amazing Business Radio, where we have amazing guests. I just interviewed today a gentleman named Jesse Cole. If you don't know who Jesse is, you need to find out who he is.
Okay.
He owns a baseball team, the Savannah Bananas. And it's a minor league team, and he's basically broken all the rules.
Okay,
he has
cool.
9 new rules, and he's doing a world tour. His team is being asked to play in stadiums all over the country and places all over the world. It's unbelievable.
He's a disruptor on the baseball circuit, huh?
He is. He's like the XFL is to the NFL with the new rules that make it more entertaining. Like rules like the game will never last more than 2 hours. That's a pretty good rule because they know that today's fan doesn't have the attention span of 25, 30, 50, 100 years ago. If you step out of the batter's box, you're automatically out. If a fan catches the ball in the outfield, guess what? Like a foul ball.
That's an out?
That's an out.
No way. I love that. Are they timing the pitchers too? Is that something they're implementing? I know Major League Baseball has talked about doing that.
Well, I don't know what they're doing with that aspect of it. But here's the thing. His company, I believe, is called Fans First. And that's exactly what it is. Just like companies should put the customer first, he's putting his fans first, and he's giving them every reason. There is a waiting list of almost 500,000 people that want tickets to see a minor league baseball team, and almost 3,700 employees that want to work there. So there's a list of people that want to work there. It's unbelievable.
Well, that must be a great interview. We'll have to check that out. Jason, our floor director, is over here going, I know he's heard about this Banana League, or what's it called? Banana Ball?
Banana Ball. And it's the book that's coming out is called Banana Ball.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Crazy.
Well, actually, that leads me, because we were saying, he kind of disrupts the way baseball has been done all this year. And I know one of the things you talk about is how to disrupt your competition with customer service. So let's talk about that. Let's go into that.
Yeah, well, I actually wrote a book just prior to the pandemic called The Convenience Revolution. And I think that was the biggest disruptor to, I think, delivering a great experience. Because it's one thing to be nice and friendly and knowledgeable, but how about if you're just easier to do business with than someone else? And if you look at it like competitors out there in the taxi cab world, Uber comes along, disrupts the entire industry.
Yeah.
And then there was a car dealership that I never thought I'd ever do business with because they're so far away. And they said, we'll bring the car to you. You never have to come in for an oil change or any kind of mechanical. We'll bring a car to you, drop it off, we'll take your car. And I went back to my regular dealership that was a half a mile away from where I live. And I said, would you do the same? And they said, no. And I said, okay, see you later. They disrupted because of convenience.
Wow. Well, so many things about that. I mean, anytime somebody offers to bring stuff to me, I mean, now Instacart, DoorDash, I use them way more often than I should because I just don't have time, and they bring it to my doorstep. And the fact that you actually thought to ask to say, hey, your competitor does this, will you match? And then they said no. So amen, go to the new person.
Well, 2 things there. Number one, I call that creating a demanding customer, which is where you do something so different and so much better that if the customer were to leave you and go to a competitor and ask for the same level of service, that company might say, oh, you're being a little bit demanding. And then you're thinking, oh, what do you mean? The other company's willing to do it. So that's number one. Number two, something that you said, you're using DoorDash and all these other companies. You're paying for that service. Used to be that convenience was something that was an extra, a throw-in, and now customers are willing to pay money to get everything when they need it, when they want it, and delivery, used to be free. There's many restaurants that would deliver at no charge. Today, you pay a little bit of it, what, $3, $5, or whatever it is. You're happy to do it, and that's because it's easy.
Yes, you are. Now, I want to talk to you about something that you've talked about on the show before, which is the difference between repeat customers and loyal customers. What's the distinguishment there?
Yeah, and many times companies don't know the difference. The repeat customer keeps coming back and buying, and you think they love us, they're loyal to us. But the reality of it is they might be coming back for reasons other than that they love you. Maybe it's you're closer. Maybe your price is lower. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that, but you need to understand, because if you're selling somebody and they're coming in just because of price, as soon as somebody has a lower price, you're going to lose that customer. The loyal customer, however, keeps coming back regardless, because there's some emotional connection. They trust somebody, or they trust the company. They enjoy doing business with a particular person. Think about this. You have you do your hair beautifully. I'll bet you go to the same person over and over again to get your hair done.
Yep.
And is it the person that you're loyal to, or is it the salon that you're loyal to?
The hair.
It looks great.
It's the person. It is the person, 100%.
So that person,
because I've traveled to different salons with her. I mean, she's left her salon. Yeah.
Right. But the power of that, by the way, nothing wrong with that either, because the company has made the best choice in hiring the best person to take care of their customers. In this case, it's you. They're going to do what they can, not only to hold on to you as a customer, they're going to hold on to that, person who cuts your hair and does your hair, the salon, cosmetologist, or whatever, hairdresser, whatever they call themselves.
Well, and one thing I think I've seen on your feed before, you've posted thank you notes or cards. Maybe there were greetings when you've arrived places. I think it was maybe an airline and maybe a hotel. Yes. And those little notes to customers go such a long way, don't they?
They do. So this was just the other day. I got on the airplane and I looked, and every seat had a note on it from the flight attendant. And I said, do you do this on every flight? She says, when I have time to do it. And she thanked me, and she thanked me specifically, mentioning that I'm a high-level flyer on their airline, and really appreciated the business. And I thought, how cool is that? I've been on planes where the captain comes out and greets every passenger walking on the plane. Little things like that make a difference. Just today, I read a post on a LinkedIn, somebody I follow on LinkedIn. He showed a picture of the card that a housekeeper left on his pillow to welcome him into the room and introduce herself. So I thought that's kind of cool. These little notes go a long way in adding to the experience.
Yeah. And yesterday I was at a restaurant that I'd never been to, and I was buying a gift card for somebody, and the manager came out to help me, and he started to talk to me and ask me questions, and he talked about the opening of the restaurant and made a personal connection with me. And he's like, come in anytime. It didn't feel salesy. It felt very organic and nice. And I was like, oh, the owner's talking to me. I got to check this place out. And my attitude towards the venue went from kind of, I've never been here, it looks okay, to I got to come back. Next time I'm coming to a restaurant, I'm going to come here to check it out.
Right. You have somebody on the inside helping you and taking care of you.
Exactly. That's right. I'm going to ask for him by name. Now, gaining trust from your customers is one thing, but I think you also talk about gaining trust from your employees, because that then probably drifts into your customer service aspect. So what are some ways that you can gain some trust from your employees?
Well, obviously you have been reading my work. Thank you very much.
We do our research around here, Shep.
Yeah, and you should have warned me. I would have looked up some of those ideas that I talked about.
Give me just one.
Seriously,
just one.
Just one. Well, I think communication and transparency is really important. If I can be the leader of a company and I'm willing to go out there and talk about what's going on in their world. I recently did an event. There were 450 people there for this company. They're an insurance company, and every employee was invited to this event. And I said, and they were talking about the numbers, what their profits were, how much they made last quarter, how much they didn't make the quarter before. And I thought, wow, that's really transparent. And the idea behind it is they want every employee to know exactly how they're doing so they can step up and be part of the team that makes this company successful. The only way to do that is make people aware of why they're successful and how they're successful. And it's a beautiful thing when that happens. there was a gentleman, I believe his name was Robert Stack, down in, I want to say Springfield, Missouri. And he came out with this whole way, the Stack way of doing business. I can't remember, but it was all about willing to share and be transparent with your employees. And one other comment, that CEO, that leader, that manager, if the only time they go out and visit their employees on the floor is when they're upset and angry, every time you see this leader, you're going to go, oh my gosh, what did I do wrong? But if they go out there and spend time just talking to people and getting to know people, Tom Peters coined the term management by walking around or wandering around.
That's a great tip.
That's what it is.
I love it. Thank you for spending time with us today, Shep. I love spending time with you, and I always learn something new. Shep Hyken at hyken.com, customer service and customer experience expert. We love having you. And everyone at home, thank you for tuning into America Trends. We'll be right back right after this quick break.